me, I wished I'd never adopted you. What? I'm adopted? 6, 7 years old. First scar, the first punch. Yes. Because you never know when you talked about words hurt. The first words, and you don't know you adopted. And all your brothers got all the favor. And I have 3 brothers. Got one in Brooklyn, New York. He is 74 years old. And that was my mother's first only blood child, because she was raped at 13. And she had to bear this one, but they were not close. But he still poured into his mama. My father was a very bad alcoholic. We had new cars every year because he was in the military, but he would tear cars up because he would be towed up. And I don't know if it's because maybe my mama was a very bad nagging woman. She nagged and nagged. The poor man, he drank this stuff, smoked his butt, drank his Coors, smoked his Campbells, and there you go. That's how we live. I have a brother that's stationed in the Air Force. He's getting ready to retire as a Chief Master Sergeant. And he's stationed up in Washington. I have a younger brother. And he killed a guy in self-defense right 2 weeks before he graduated from high school. And when California changed office from Duke, when Duke Major came in office, anybody that committed a murder won. They had to go to a regular prison. And my mother, because he was the baby, my mother would act like he just went to pieces. And she's poured into him and spoiled him. You know, she sent him $100 Nike shoes and everything else. And I told my son as he was growing up, brother, I'm only sending you 2 things, some Vaseline and some cigarettes. Because you don't have to go. Amen. You may not get Gucci, Nikes, Vans, Wii games, whatever. And I said, but you will not. If you steal, kill, or sell drugs, and they take you in, I will love you from a distance. Amen. Because you don't have to go. Amen. You don't have to go. At the age of 16, I graduated at 17 years old. And my mother was my mother sent us to church with people on the bus. She didn't go that much until after she got old, after she started really getting cancer, the first set of breast cancers and stuff. Excuse me. At 13, I started going to a Baptist church. And I grew up in this Baptist church, and I gave my life to the Lord, and I was baptized. I always wanted to be a school teacher. I love kids. I wanted to be a school teacher. I wanted to go to Arizona State. Mother said, no, I'm not sending you. You're going to go to Sac State like the rest of the family. So my dear friend, Carolyn, who we've been friends since 1978, right there in the red. She saw me go through some things. We was in college together. She pledged Delta, tried to get me to pledge Delta. I wasn't going because I knew what they were going to do to me. So I pledged Theta Phi Beta, but didn't cross over because it got stupid. I can never do fraternities, sororities, or anything else. You know why? Because I was too strong-headed. We gonna hold you online for 8 weeks. No, you ain't. And I'm not washing your car this week. Are you crazy? Little sister Richie, you can't be talking to people like that. And hello. And come to find out, my husband's cousin was one of my sisters online. And she would try to keep me from being in trouble. But anyway, one of the things that, and I was growing up, I was 17, and it was close to graduation. And I kind of had a little body. I was thick, but I was thick. So I worked in a military base as part of my student thing. And the guys thought I was older. My dad worked in an adult bookstore. So when I got in trouble when I was in junior high, I sneak in his book and read the books. So I could tell you how to flip your husband, do whatever you needed to do. I ain't trying to be, I'm real. I'm a real sister. I'm going to be real, and if I offend you, I do apologize right now. I can tell you what you can do, how you can hang up from the ceiling, how to roll on, you know, all that stuff. Sorry, mothers. I really do apologize. But I could do that at 16, so I talked trash to the military guys. So one guy got a hold of me right before week, and he said, you know, I'm going to take you out. So we went out, smoked a joint, had some wine. I'm 17 years old. I'm not 18. He had a gun in his glove compartment. He said, I'm going to see if you're a real virgin. I said, no, my mama said she going to kill me. I ain't trying to get pregnant. I ain't trying to have no children. Because my mother told me, if I ever got pregnant before I was married, she'd kill me. But she made me eat my baby. That's how she would talk to me. See, I grew up with those kind of scars.
Tell it.
I grew up with those kind of scars. So you know what? Your brother be all, hey, boo, my mama said she gonna kill me. I ain't going down like that. And it would be funny because they would think, no, girl, you know you 18. No, I'm only 16. I'm only 17. They didn't believe me because the way I was built. And I got teased in high school. You know, I don't know how many of you grew up in the 70s, went to high school in the 70s. And you walk down, you had a butt, they go, butter. Yeah. Butter, that's parquet right there. Ain't that right, Pastor Vernon? They would sit there and they would just do that. They would just do that. But I never got those kind of compliments. They called me mayonnaise, and I was flat. I don't know. I just didn't get those compliments. And I was afraid to fight. I didn't like fighting. I didn't like to, fight anybody because I just was afraid to fight. So what had happened is this guy took me out for a graduate. I'm going to take you out. And we went to the park. And, so we went. Next thing he drove down Folsom Boulevard. He stopped at this hotel. He said, I'm going to see if you're a virgin. No, you ain't. I got to sing in San Francisco. And no, you ain't. My mama said she killed me. No, he had a gun. He said, if you tell anybody, I'll kill you. So he took me in the hotel. The white man came out, looked to see, thought I was old enough, and the man took me to the hotel and raped me. First experience. And because I was in church and I started to sing, one of the things was I wanted a pastor as a husband, 4 kids, and a dog. That's what my dream was. My dream got shattered. My dream got shattered. Ain't no pastor, God, a man gonna want me? Who am I? I done been violated. And I couldn't tell my mom. I kept that secret until I don't even know if I told you, Carolyn, until what? Until I was about 20-something? Yeah. 20-something. My other good friend lives in San Diego. I didn't tell them. They said, they looked at me now, why you didn't ever say nothing? I got pregnant by another guy, because, military. I was around military boys. I got pregnant. My grandmother passed away, so my mother had to go to Mississippi, and I ended up getting an abortion. Because the guy said, I don't know what you're going to do with that. I'll give you some money. He didn't give me a dime. I'd use my student loan money. And I said, God, now I can't bear kids. What? I can't bear no children, Lord. What is going on with this? I'm going through life. Because, first of all, I thought I was saved because I was saved in a Baptist church. I didn't really have a relationship. You can be saved, but you don't have a relationship. You know how you know your husband for reals? You know your kids. You know when your kids is in trouble. You have a sense about them. That's how you're supposed to be with Jesus. Jesus, I hear you. God, I hear you talking. You should be able to be intimate, just that close. Just that close. I sat there and I went through life, tried to kill myself. I tried to drown. We were at Saks there, tried to go out in the American River, and Carolyn probably doesn't know this. We was out there, and I was dating Kenny Tutt at the time. And I tried to go behind their apartments and kill myself. Walked down the water, saw a man on the beach area, and he looked at me. He said, hey, I never went under. I couldn't go under. Couldn't go under. And the only thing I made my mistakes by marrying men, because I wanted to get out of mama's house.
Come on.
I wanted to get away. Married one guy, he was military and still married to somebody else in New York. Carolyn knows that one. I married my children's father. He was not a person that had been fathered. His father died at a young age, so every time things got hard, he left. And I had 2 children. I adopted my daughter, who's now 27 years old, the most beautiful child you ever want to meet. She's a very sweet kid. I think, is your mother here? Your grandmother? You met her. Which one's is your mother here? You met my daughter, Patrice. Oh, she's not here? Okay, yeah, she used to hang out with Tangie. And she's the most beautiful kid. Never had a day of trouble. I think she's got maybe 3 whoopings in her whole life. She's 27 years old. She holds her job at a hospital, been there for 7 years. And she don't have any children. And she thanks God. Her friends carrying two